Hello and welcome to one and all. My name is Lakshaya and I'm an intern at LEXIS and Co. I'm a third year law student at New Law College, Pune, and the topic for the day is difference between abduction and kidnapping under Indian Penal Code. Kidnapping under section 361 of the Indian Penal Code states that when a minor or a person of unsound mind is enticed by a person of sound mind, such a person is liable for kidnapping a minor or unsound person from lawful guardianship. Abduction under section 362 of the Indian Penal Code states that when a person is compelled by force to go from one place to another, such a case is termed as abduction. As we can see from the definitions mentioned above, abduction and kidnapping are two different terminologies, which are not different just because of the name, but also because of few characteristics which are mentioned in the definition. The differences in both abduction and kidnapping will be discussed briefly today. One main difference between abduction and kidnapping is the age. The following is more explained view. In case of kidnapping, the age of the aggrieved person, according to section 361 of the Indian Penal Code, stipulates that male must be 16 years old and females must be 18 years old. There is no such thing as age when it comes to abduction. Any person who has forcibly persuaded or induced another person to leave a location, regardless of age, will be charged with abduction. Another key aspect is the removal of lawful guardianship in case of kidnapping. Lawful guardianship does play a major role. This is because kidnapping is based on the age factor, and when a minor is enticed out of the custody of a legal guardian, it is said to be kidnapping. This includes anyone who has been vested with the responsibility of guardianship under the purview of law. On the other hand, abduction does not take into account removal of legal guardianship. It only focuses on the abduction of the person, no matter who they are. Kidnapping concerns itself with kidnapping or enticement by a kidnapper. It makes no difference how such a goal is achieved. Force, compulsion, or deception may be employed in instance for abduction. In the case of kidnapping, the consent of the kidnapped person is irrelevant because the kidnapped person is a minor and such a person is unable to provide free consent under the law. The permission received from the individual must be tainted. In the case of kidnapping, the abductee's consent involves the accused of the crime alleged against him. In the event of kidnapping, the intent of a person who kidnaps a minor has no bearing on the crime committed by an accused. The content of the person abducting is very essential component in the assessing of the guilt of the accused person in the case of abduction. The punishment for kidnapping ranges on the basis of kidnapping which has occurred. Following are the various sections and punishments for the same. Kidnapping for the purpose of begging, section 363A, 10 years plus fine. Kidnapping in order to murder, section 364, 10 years plus fine. Kidnapping for ransom, section 364, 10 years plus fine. Kidnapping with intent of wrongful confinement of person, section 365, 7 years plus fine. Kidnapping so as to compel a woman to marry, section 366, 10 years plus fine. Kidnapping so as to subject a person to grievous hurt, section 367, 10 years plus fine. Kidnapping a child of less than 10 years of age in order to steal from a person, section 369, 7 years plus fine. The punishment for adoption is not per se punishable under the Indian Penal Code, but some specific abductions do lead to the following punishments. Abduction in order to murder, section 364, 10 years plus fine. Abduction with the intent of wrongful confinement of a person, section 365, 7 years plus fine. Abduction so as to compel a woman to marry, section 366, 10 years plus fine. Abduction so as to subject a person to grievous hurt, section 367, 10 years plus fine. Abduction so as of a child 10 years of age or under in order to steal from a person, section 369, 7 years plus fine. Kidnapping is not a recurring crime. When the accused removes the person from his or her legal care, the offence is committed. Abduction is a continuous procedure in which the individual who has been kidnapped is relocated from one location to another. That was all. Thank you.